One-time defunct software company Limewire is back to be relaunched as a new NFT marketplace. The number of crypto lobbyists is up 180% since 2018, with Andrew Yang joining the charge with a new organization that he has started. Employees are returning back to work in the metaverse as companies are opening offices in the metaverse. Here at Crypto Money, we are not in the metaverse, but we are on the interwebs. So let's get started with some charts. This is Crypto Money. I'm your host, KC, on Twitter at Crypto Money Show. Check out the different articles that we cover, different information that you're interested in. You can find more and learn as much as you want. The global crypto market cap is at 1.73 trillion, down 4.1% over the last 24 hours. If you look at the different categories, you can see a lot of these: the Elrond ecosystem, education, insurance, jobs. We point out down here Terra ecosystem and Avalanche ecosystem, both layer 1 blockchains that are doing really well, have done really well. Terra ecosystem is based on, or it's a blockchain that helps stablecoins, and Avalanche is an ecosystem that has something called subnets, which essentially help developers form or design their own layer 1 solution or layer 1 chain on Avalanche, which kind of skips over the scaling issues that you might experience on Ethereum. So I think Avalanche and Terra are two to watch, and I always like to see them doing really well in terms of the top gainers for categories here on CoinMarketCap. You can find a lot of information there. Here we have the I think we're on the Ethereum chart, and you can see it's trading here. The daily chart is just kind of trading sideways. We're in a retracement here. If you use Fibonacci channels, Fibonacci retracement lines, you go see we're trading between 2100 and 2700, about 2800 on Ethereum here. The MACD is negative, so it's slightly bearish. I would consider that a bearish signal. And if you look at the RSI down here, it's not really doing much. It's moving sideways. It's not overbought or undersold. So just kind of moving sideways. Not a whole lot to get excited about. A lot of people waiting for the Fed chair next Monday on the 16th to raise rates either 0.25% or 0.5%. Same thing here on Bitcoin. Fibonacci retracement, high to low. Trading sideways between 41,000 at the top, 41.5 about, and 32,900 at the bottom. Pretty much working sideways. This is a daily chart. Each one of these candlesticks is a day, 1 day. You've got down here MACD. That's kind of negative, kind of just moving sideways, close to zero. Negative is a bullish tendency or bullish sign. Right. So if it's down here in the negative territory, where you see my cursor, that's definitely some bearish territory down here where you see that's negative. Possible buying opportunity. I like to wait and see it kind of level out, especially right now. I mean, there's a lot of macro headwinds, right? Russia, Ukraine, Federal Reserve policy, inflation. A lot of retail investors may or may not have the funds to invest in cryptocurrency that they might usually have. Maybe a lot of people are saving, hearing a lot of things about inflation, food costs going up, all that. So they might not be socking away quite as much into cryptocurrency. And that could be a reason why. I think if you check the on chain analysis, you've got retail traders are kind of just moving sideways, not really increasing. There's not really an increasing amount of retail investors. Whales are buying up. Whales are buying when it's low like this. So we'll see what happens. While moving sideways during times like this, I like to save money and get ready. So if we look at the headlines today, you've got Limewire making a comeback, a peer-to-peer software sharing company. Got shut down in 2010, I think, because of some maybe copyright infringement stuff or whatever. It's relaunching in May as a NFT marketplace. Instead of focusing on aspects that made the original company famous, it will be focusing on NFTs. It was purchased by two individuals here and has no affiliation to the original company. Former peer-to-peer file sharing company will relaunch in May. It just keeps repeating itself here. Focus on entertainment content, music, and art, according to a press release. An NFT will drop later this year with a special reward system, and they are offering multiple payment options to make it easier for customers to buy NFTs. These options include cryptocurrency and credit cards. They are stated in a media release, fans and collectors will be able to buy and trade a variety of music-related assets, such as limited editions, pre-release music, unreleased demos, graphical artwork, inclusive live versions, as well as digital merchandise and backstage content. That's pretty interesting. So, the name, the Limewire name, may help them attracting retail investors and users, use cases, people who want to use this product. Um, I can see concerts, I can see or like uh, artists and record companies, management companies, etc., utilizing LimeWire to reach their audience. I've heard about NFTs being concert tickets. They're non-fungible. They can only be used for one thing. So, yeah, like a limited edition music release, or like if you want to go to a live concert and they only sell 20,000 NFTs, you have to have an NFT to view that virtual virtual concert, which may eventually happen, which I think it will eventually happen in the metaverse, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second, with companies returning their employees returning back to work in the metaverse, which is something that I kind of imagined when I heard or saw the shutdowns during coronavirus. So I was like, this is interesting because metaverse is kind of getting big in blockchain, and we've got these all these companies shutting down and their employees are going home. So what if they're working from home in a metaverse office, or they go to work in their office, which is uh, a virtual office in the metaverse? That would be, I think that's probably going to become a reality in some industries with some companies. So Mana looks like it is attracting uh, a lot of investment from individuals who are building their corporate headquarters or embassy, like an embassy for a country, or etc. But first, I want to cover the lobbyist in Washington. I thought it was interesting that cryptocurrency is decentralized, and so it kind of seems like lobbyists would be antithetical to the idea of a decentralized industry, an industry built around decentralization. However, everything in life has balance, and sometimes to get things that you want, you have to do things that you don't want to do, right? You have to get up early in the morning to go to work all day, put in your time to get that paycheck, and that's something you want. So maybe cryptocurrency industry having lobbyists is like a necessary evil that we just have to put up with. And we have to play the lobbyist game, we have to play the politician's game in order to enable mass adoption at some point in the future. So here's a story on Cointelegraph about crypto lobbyists increasing 180% since 2018. This new lobbying group, led by Andrew Yang, will seek to educate legislatures and create pilot programs to convince them of the utility of Web3. We've all heard about Web3 and the coming revolution. It's being built out right now. Lobbying by cryptocurrency industry and crypto proponents is booming in the U.S. Congress. According to a report released Tuesday, the number of lobbyists for cryptocurrency related issues rose from 115 to 320 in only 4 years. The number of representatives has risen from the number of congressional representatives that support the cryptocurrency industry has risen from 47 to 157, so tripling number during that same time, from 2018 to 2021. So Andrew Yang is a former presidential candidate and a former New York mayoral candidate who has launched a lobbying firm called Lobby 3. Yang says there's a maturation and an evolution. I think that most people in Web3 probably enjoyed not having the attention of regulators, but we have to know that ship has sailed. Now, regulators are done ignoring cryptocurrency. They're very aware of the cryptocurrency, or they're aware it's here at least. They may not know much about it, or they may, who knows. They probably know more than we think, but they're just playing dumb so that they can kind of slow ball the process, get ahead of the curve, stay ahead of the curve, and do what they always do and gain control. Let's see. So mainly, I just wanted to point out that cryptocurrency is decentralized, but we all know that in cryptocurrency we have this trilemma of speed, decentralization, and security. If you want to increase the security of a blockchain, you have to give up some of the decentralization or some of the speed. If you want to increase the decentralization, you have to give up some of the speed or some of the security, right? If you want a really fast blockchain, you have to design it with less decentralization and less security. To increase one of those areas, you have to decrease one or two of the others. So, with the industry as a whole, it seems like we may need to give up some of the decentralization to achieve the security of not having our cryptocurrency taken away from us or certain technology facing hurdles in regulation and policy. We need people on the inside of the central government, making sure that we maintain the independence and the security of the cryptocurrency industry. So I think it's important that we have lobbyists. If we don't have lobbyists, we will get ran over, I think, or we could. I mean, we could always come together as a community, the way that we have, like maybe on the XRP, the Ripple civil lawsuit. So there is that. There is that point. I mean, maybe we really don't need as many lobbyists, but it's here, and we're not going to get rid of it. So we may as well pay attention to it and see if we can affect that angle and keep the lobbyists transparent, keep the lobbyists honest, and make sure that the lobbyists themselves are attempting to influence Congress, influence politicians, bureaucracy, etc., in positive, in a positive way, and for the good of the people, the good of the shareholders, essentially, or the token holders. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out with regulation, but it looks like Andrew Yang here is looking to educate members of Congress and make sure that members of Congress understand how cryptocurrency can best be utilized for their constituents. And their constituents may be heading back to work on the in the metaverse, because we have a lot of companies who are building an office in the metaverse. I'm excited about this because when coronavirus hit and everyone shut down and went home, and I saw the huge shift in in attending meetings at work and in the office, and maybe doing a Zoom meeting here and there, or an online meeting here and there with clients who were, you know, in distant offices or whatever. It became an everyday thing, like constantly, many meetings. There sometimes you're in multiple Zoom meetings all day, and this is also the same time I was learning a little bit about the metaverse, and I was like, you know what? I can totally see these two ideas kind of merging, and you know, all these, especially white collar jobs in maybe banking or accounting, finance, engineering, even when you're drawing 3D renderings of different products that are to be manufactured or something. You could do that from your computer at home, you know. But I think the atmosphere, the culture, workplace culture is really important. Workplace culture is crucial to building a good business. All of your best companies to work for, like Google, um, the ones that are at the top of the list, some of your energy companies here in Oklahoma at one point, Devon Energy and Quick Trip Corporation were both on that list of top companies to work for. And one thing they do is focus on culture. Workplace culture is crucial to building an efficient business, because that focuses on the culture. The culture focuses on your employees, which is your number one resource. That's your number one asset, are your employees. So if you build your business around the culture and workplace culture and focus on a good culture of achievement, a culture of leadership, etc., you'll have an amazing business. And that's culture is almost impossible to do unless you're together as a group, because that's part of the human psyche, the human need for relationship needs and teamwork needs, and feeling like you belong to something bigger than yourself, you know. And a lot of that is achieved by going into the workplace and working, collaborating together, brainstorming, and solving problems together with your coworkers. Uh, More important in some industries than others, and the industries where it's more important, the workplace culture can be obtained or attained and maintained and achieved in the metaverse. But there's a lot of technology that needs to be developed. But let's see what they say here about the metaverse. It says here, in March alone, companies have either launched or revealed plans to build metaverse offices that would be used for online meetings with international clients, internal innovation hubs, and enhancing social communication with users. That's interesting. Even users, maybe even clients of the company, not just the employees. Like your client could literally walk into uh, your office on the metaverse from anywhere in the world and get a sense of your corporate culture right there digitally in a virtual world, like they would never be able to do, or at least if they did, it would cost them tens of thousands of dollars maybe to fly over from the other side of the world. Imagine entertaining a client from Italy right here in the United States. Uh, this is all possible in the metaverse. There's an event firm called Atom based in Mumbai, and they recently set up an office in the metaverse. Firm purchased digital space in Decentraland, along with JP Morgan has purchased space in the Decentraland. Polo Ralph Lauren opened in Roblox, along with Nike, Adidas, and Vans shoes. There's a lot of clothing companies opening in Roblox, a lot of corporations like this event firm Atom and JP Morgan, and then the embassy from uh, Barbados. The Barbados embassy is opening in Decentraland. Okay. And then Sandbox is a different metaverse platform that has a lot of games opening on it. So Sandbox looks like a metaverse platform for games. Decentraland looks like a metaverse platform for embassies and bank offices and banking offices, maybe central banks, stuff like institutional uh, corporations and their virtual offices. And then Roblox looks like it has a lot of culture and art and fashion. There's a lot of fashion on Roblox, and all of those metaverse platforms will be interoperable at some point in the future, which is another term that's really important currently in the cryptocurrency industry is interoperability. I hear interoperability is going to be very important at some point in the future. So it'll be interesting to see how all these work together. KuCoin Exchange launched KuCoin Meta Office, and then that's I think they're in Korea. Octopia Digital Space, blah blah blah. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't see it saying here where they're from. KuCoin, that's a big online exchange. Here's another one. Architecture firm worked with Vice Media to design new metaverse located in Decentraland. Here's another firm, a institutional grade. Looks like it's institutional grade. Prominent architecture firm located in Decentraland. These are major corporations that don't just mess around and like throw money up against the wall. They're not out here buying penny stocks and gambling their money. The hard-earned money they've got their profits that they've saved. They have their investments. They've got assets. They have money that they borrow. They have lines of credit. You're not going to take a line of credit and buy, something that's going to just go away overnight. Let's see, SCB, a commercial bank, is launching virtual office based in the Sandbox. That's interesting. That's the first business like that I've heard about so far. Most of the ones I hear about Sandbox games, but there's a different one there, so that's interesting. Um, one last note I wanted to add on this is that the metaverse is like this 3D world, right? That we can exist in. We have our avatars. We can put on the virtual headsets, the VR headset that looks like a big old block. I mean, that virtual headset is huge, but what the virtual headset reminds me of is the old bag phone that used to have like a cell phone that was in a bag and you'd have to carry it around. It had a big battery and everything is huge. But look at how far we've come with cell phones. You know, can you imagine? Can you imagine if we've come that far with cell phones and all kinds of other technology, cameras, computers, laptops, car batteries are getting better, everything. It gets better over time. So, can you imagine in 5 or 10 years what those VR headsets are going to look like? Maybe if they could take the VR headset and merge that with something called smart glasses. They've got glasses. Ray-Ban makes one. They teamed up with Meta. That's what kind of made me think of it was Ray-Ban teamed up with Meta to come up with these glasses, and you can see through them. Just Google it, look it up. Smart glasses. I'll do an episode over it eventually, one of these days. But what's going to happen is you'll have like a VR headset that you put on that just looks like a pair of glasses, like these smart glasses. Like the smart glasses will improve in technology and will merge with the VR headset. And so what you'll do is you'll just put on a pair of glasses, and you'll have whatever program loaded onto it that you're doing, and you can see out in front of you. You see on your glasses, it looks like you're looking at a hologram out in front of you. And right now, it just looks like you're viewing your computer or your phone, like your phone's right in front of you, or your phone's out here about like this, and you can scroll down through your phone, you can check messages and do stuff on your phone. But at some point, I think those glasses will actually do something called augmentation or 3D augmentation, where it's kind of like the Pokemon Go program or the Pokemon Go game on your phone, where you play it and you look down at it, and when you're looking down at the game, it looks like you're looking at your camera on your phone, and you're just pointing the camera down at the ground, or you point the camera up at a building or look around, you're just pointing your camera around. But on that camera, on the screen that you're looking at, it overlays the game. It augments or overlays this Pokemon game where you see little Pokemon run across the screen on your phone. And it looks like that Pokemon is actually running across the sidewalk in front of you or running down the sidewalk in front of you, because the program, the Pokemon Go program, knows how to read the terrain with your through your phone, through the camera that you're looking through on your phone. And the game will interact with your surroundings, your physical surroundings. And so I think the future of this, part of the future of the metaverse could be even uh, 3D augmentation, almost augmenting the metaverse over your real world by when you put on your glasses. You could even have like architecture augmented over the physical buildings around you, where any city, any town that you're in, any building that you're in or around, walking down the street, say in New York City, you could turn on augmentation that makes those New York City skyscrapers look like have maybe 18th century Tuscan architecture, or uh, you know 13th or 14th century medieval castle type architecture, and it would just augment the program. It would augment the the world in front of you over the physical world that you're looking at. So I don't know if that'll ever come to fruition. I don't know if that'll ever happen. It's a cool idea. I could see it happening with just the way cell phones and computers, everything, like I said, has progressed over the years. You might see these 3D virtual headsets develop to the point where going to work is simply as easy as putting on your glasses and pushing a button. And boom, you're in your office. It's a 3D world. They could even augment your office onto your room that you're in, your office at your house. And sitting in the office at your house, you feel as though you're in your corner executive suite in New York City. Even looking out the window, you see uh, you see a real-time video feed of New York Times Square or something, or whatever city you want to work in. you could augment it over your 3D smart glasses. So it'll be exciting to see if that happens. Might be a little ways down the road, but that's what we do here at Crypto Money. Is we try to stay up on the latest news. We try to stay up on the latest inventions and technology and whatnot in the cryptocurrency space. So stay tuned. Uh, if you like the channel, we'd like for you to go ahead and subscribe, like the channel, leave a comment, review, whatever. If you want to see something done differently or something added, you can just let us know and ask any questions. If you'd like to um, learn where find any of this information, check out the Twitter page and I need to go to crypto is risky, investing is risky. Nothing I say on this podcast should be construed as financial advice. Do your own research, do your due diligence. I encourage you to be careful investing in this space because it is very risky. So, good luck, and I'll see you next time on Crypto Money.